Hello and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week we talk about Disneyland's 2024 event schedule.
New breakfast options at DCA.
And we share our Christmas movie rankings. Let's dive in. And this is episode number 112.
We are back.
We are back. What a weird feeling this is.
I know. As always, welcome back, everybody. We're so glad you're here.
Very happy you're here. Thank you for joining us yet again. If you are newer to the show, we have taken a couple week break, 3 weeks.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, 3 weeks off.
It's been a blur.
It's been a blur. We just had little Maddie about 3 weeks ago, almost to the date. And yeah, so we took 1 week off of the show. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we posted a pre-recorded episode. And then last week, our friends over at Happiest Hour on Earth podcast, they were kind enough to share one of their episodes with us, one that we were on together, talking about Disney Cruise Line. So this is the first time we've actually sat down to record a proper episode in nearly a month.
I know. I'm happy to be back, though.
Oh, so happy.
I missed everybody on here.
Oh, yeah. And we, took a break on Instagram. Of course, we weren't really focused on social media or anything. So it was kind of a weird but also amazing feeling popping back on and kind of catching up on everything.
Yeah.
We missed a ton of Disney news.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like that always happens, though. We take one break or we go on vacation, and it's like all of this stuff. But it's all been good things.
Kind of.
Missed.
We missed. Well, there was a man taking his clothes off on.
Oh,
It's a Small World.
Okay,
that's actually sad.
Good.
I don't want to make too light of that situation. Actually, ended up being pretty sad.
Yeah.
The guy was only 26 years old. I'm not saying he's the victim in the situation. That was unbelievably wrong what he did.
Yeah.
But this guy ruined his life. He was tripping on something. I think they confirmed that he was on something.
Oh no.
And proceeded to, disrobe on It's a Small World in front of a bunch of kids. But that dude just ruined his entire life.
That's not okay.
And all for what? Because he wanted to feel good on it. I don't know. We want to trip out with those. It's a Small World
That's
doll.
really unfortunate.
It was weird.
That's not cool.
Yeah. Let's just bring it back up. Sorry to go down that whole thing. But yeah, we missed that. That was bizarro. I remember opening up Instagram and being like, what is going on? We leave for 1 week or 2 weeks and some guys doing that.
Seriously.
So,
and all the events, which we're going to get into so many different things today, but we have a fun topic today that I am super excited about.
It's going to be fun. And then we do have quite a few news stories, so we can dive into that. But before we do, we will kind of give you an update on life. So again, we told you that, yes, we have a child now, a whole child.
It's finally here.
She's laying in Caitlin's arms as we speak, taking a little snooze.
Yeah.
We did attempt, we're going to be honest here, in full transparency, we attempted to put her in her crib for the first time as a nap. So she's been sleeping in her bassinet next to Caitlin. And so she's probably used to that, but we wanted to do it where the monitor's at and all that good stuff. So we set her down in her crib and we were like, okay, she's asleep. Let's go record. We just need, 45 minutes-ish or so.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
She was like, no.
Yeah.
So
she let us know.
Up. Yeah.
She was upset.
Very quickly. So we tried it a couple times. And again, she's only 3 weeks old, so we know it's going to take time. But here we are. She's sleeping. I'm holding her.
She's a stinker, all right, man.
Yeah.
She's cute. That makes up for all the sleepless nights. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been, of course, a blast and an adventure, to say the least. But it's tough, man. She doesn't like sleeping that much at night. We've had 2, I think, nights where we got 3-hour stretches of sleep. So we had a total of 6 hours chunked up into 2 little 3-hour segments, which was nice. But other than that, it's usually about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. We're up closer to 2 hours.
That was last night, I would say.
Yep. And then you're up with her for 45 minutes to an hour. And then you try and go back to sleep, and then she wakes up again.
Exactly. It's been fun. We're missing our sleep a lot.
Yeah, fun's it's a nice way of saying it. But no, I know we're going to miss this, this season eventually. It's what everyone tells us, is that soak it up because it's not going to last forever.
That's true. She's already growing so much.
It's nuts. These kids, man.
Right?
These kids these days. Growing and stuff. No, it's been fun to see. But yeah, if you want to hear more about this journey of ours and the kind of the hospital stay and how all that everything, head over to Patreon because we are going to do a bonus episode over there where we're going to kind of explain what happened.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. I mean, not the whole thing. I'm not going to go into very much detail.
No. Not like too.
Well, let me tell you.
Not too in depth. But yeah, let me give you a little secret here. It did not go as planned. We were basically told that we weren't going to have her for a couple days, kind of thing. And then we ended up having her a couple hours after appointment. So we'll get all
into that. Into that. Yeah, but again, it's not like we're trying to keep it away from everyone. It's just it's not the right medium. We're a Disney podcast. We're not going to go and dedicate a whole episode here. Mm-hmm. But if you want to hear that, definitely head over to Patreon, markethousepodcast.com/support.
Yep.
And you can hear that bonus episode here in the next week or two, most likely in the next week. Okay, but before we dive in, like I mentioned, Patreon, go support us over there. Thank you for doing that, if you're already doing so. We also would like a review. I'm rusty, okay? It's been a little bit.
Yes, but just to counter on that, if you could, we would really appreciate if you go down, if you're on Apple Podcasts, if you could submit a 5-star rating. If you scroll to the bottom of this, you can click 5 stars. Or if you have a couple minutes, if you'd like to submit a written review to just tell us what you like about the show, what you're enjoying, we would really, really appreciate that. I'm speaking for myself here. I get so excited when I look in the morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a review, Caleb, and I read it. It's just, we really appreciate everyone that's done so and everyone that will do something in the future. So
yes,
thank you.
Thank you. And you can do the same on Spotify, just the rating part, just 5 stars on Spotify. You can't do a written review over there for some weird reason. They don't do those. I don't know why. But yes, we would appreciate all of those things above. Okay, let's dive into that news.
First up, we have some super exciting news over on the West Coast. Disneyland has released a 2024 event schedule for the first time.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
This hasn't happened before in the past, right? Okay,
not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever laid out what the following year is going to like kind of hold for like themed events.
No, and it's amazing. I'm so glad they did. There's so many things coming up and returning.
Yeah. So for the planners in you, all those people that love to plan for the future, like Caitlin, she loves to know exactly what we're going to do. I can be like, hey, in a few weeks, do you want to go out to dinner? Okay, yeah, let's make it a thing. And he'll be like, hey, what would you like to eat? I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to feel like in 3 weeks. I could be Taco Bell.
It helps to plan. Okay.
So for the planners out there, this is probably so satisfying to know what to expect for 2024. So let's dive into the event calendar for Disneyland Resort. January 23rd through February 18th, you've got the Lunar New Year celebration over in DCA. This is returning. This is an awesome event. We've been there a million times. You can do some pretty cool stuff over next to the Boardwalk Pizza.
Yeah, the Paradise Grill. It's not
Paradise Grill. Oh, there's a restaurant
Paradise
there.
Gardens.
Paradise Gardens. Yes. The land without a theme.
Yes, and the parade that they do during that, it's amazing.
It's really cool. They've got some fun food booths, right?
Mm-hmm.
For this event. So yeah, it's a really good time. If you're going during this time, definitely chow down on some good eats. You've got Celebrate Gospel, February 17th and 24th. So just a 2-day event there. I think this is at DCA, right?
Yes.
And that's that stage there where they perform, I'm assuming, gospel music. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
I believe so.
Okay.
Now, is it the one that overlooks the pier where like World of Color is? Is it the one by Monsters Inc.?
I think it's the Monsters Inc. stage, but it might be both.
Okay. I'm not 100%.
We've never been there for one, so sounds fun.
Yeah.
I want to get in on it.
Yeah.
And then March 1st through April 22nd, you can enjoy the very famous, not infamous. Infamous is bad, right? I think infamous is bad, famous is good.
Oh.
I don't know. I think there's a difference. The Food and Wine Festival.
Yes.
This one is awesome.
Oh my gosh. This just the themed food items that they bring back for this event. I think it's one of the best that they do throughout the entire year.
Yes.
Honestly.
Those booths.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
They're delicious. I would say it's pretty at par with like Epcot's festivals.
Whoa.
Like this one's a big one.
That's high praise.
I know.
Epcot's pretty awesome.
No, I didn't say it was better.
Okay.
It's just up there.
Up there. Okay.
So.
That's fair. April 5th through June 2nd, you can experience Season of the Force over in Disneyland, assuming, well, you know what? So we've done this before, right?
We did the May the 4th.
Okay, May the 4th.
And it was at the 6th for the Sith.
Okay.
Or the 5th.
Yeah. Let's not get too far into it. But yes, I think they did some celebration type stuff in Tomorrowland, but now I'm assuming it will be in Galaxy's Edge.
I hope, but you never know.
Okay. We don't know any more details. They just released Season of the Force.
Right.
That's it. So I'm assuming it's going to be some fun Star Wars themed stuff. We'll see, I guess, if they release some more details later. You've got Pixar Fest returning April 26th through August 4th.
So incredibly excited for this.
They have some like exclusive, like rare character sightings, right, for Pixar Fest.
Yes.
And it's all happening.
Oh my gosh. It's just like the Pixar Day at Sea, like Disney Cruise Line gets to do.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Except
Anything
it's
with Pixar.
A
amazing.
multi-month event for DCA.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Halloween time, of course, returning. This is the weird thing. It starts August 23rd and goes through October 31st. So now it's official. Halloween starts in August in Disneyland.
Which I've been waiting for them to do this since Disney World does start their festivities in August. So, I mean, again, we all saw this coming. But the next thing that's a little bit interesting is the Christmas season starts earlier as well, which is interesting.
Well, before we get there, we've got Plaza de Familia.
Oh, yes. How could I forget?
You can't forget Coco. Come on. August 23rd through November 2nd, you can celebrate Coco and all the goodness of that over in DCA. That's a super long time.
It's one of my favorite areas.
Yeah, it's fun.
During that whole time. It's so pretty over there.
The parade's cool. Miguel makes an appearance, and they've got some awesome music throughout the day over near those restaurants. And what else? I mean, some exclusive food, of course, and merch.
Yeah, there's that little, you remember that area where you can write things on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, like the actual name of it, but there's so many festivities for the little ones. There's like crafts you can do. And just like Kayla mentioned, the overall just little parade they do with Miguel, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, now it's the holiday time. You got a little excited there. It begins November 15th.
So
There's no
later.
end date.
It's later, sorry.
Did you see that? It doesn't say end date.
It's never ending. It's
Okay.
the holiday season.
It's the holiday season.
No,
I'm
so it's
assuming
starting later.
I understand because
Yeah.
it ends with January 1st. Okay, got it. Okay, so it starts later.
Yeah, so it's not starting like the normal like November 6th, 7th.
Well, I'd like to strike. I'd like to pick it because the best time of year is the holidays.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
That's
They
fine.
heard that we like to do it early and they're like, nope.
Not today. I will just mention the Halloween thing starting so early. That's kind of weird. It's like 100 degrees in SoCal during that time. So do you really feel like it's the Halloween season in August?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I mean,
Is it
again,
a money grab? What is this?
I don't know. Well, I mean, again, I almost said World of Color. Walt Disney World does it so early, so it doesn't.
I know, but that's kind of their thing. They do everything early over there.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
I mean, maybe that's what their new thing is.
Whatever.
They're changing things up.
Let's talk Disney. Okay, next up, we've got the After Dark events for 2024. They also released some more information about these. So you can expect to enjoy the Sweetheart Nights.
I think this is super cute.
It's like a date night thing, right?
It is, yes.
So they've
And
got some
people
like music and
yeah,
stuff.
people get dressed up, and it's super fun.
It
Again,
sounds fun.
it's expensive for what you're doing, though. I have to admit.
Yes, this they don't have. I don't think they have prices right now listed, but I think it was around nearly $200,
Yes,
right?
almost.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. Again, we know multiple people who have gone and they loved the event, but again, some people were like, "Hey, for the price,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would re-attend the following year." So I'm interested to see if they're going to add anything to the festival or our festivities this year. But who knows? Though Disney likes to keep it really light.
That's true, and they like to charge as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are going to happen January and February. I'm not going to list every single date. You can find these on the Disney Parks blog. Next up, you've got Disney Channel Night. This is new, I think.
This is weird to me.
This is awesome. This is like retro, High School Musical stuff, Phineas and Ferb dance party, Camp Rock karaoke, Descendants thing. That's weird. I don't like that. Lizzie McGuire, the Cheetah Girls, Teen Beach movie. They're definitely tapping into the nostalgia of millennials.
Yeah.
Like us. We just watched High School Musical the other night.
know.
You should enjoy this. You should
well,
love it.
yeah, but I don't want to go to an event just for High School Musical.
What if Zac Efron shows up?
Well, I mean,
That's pretty awesome. And Vanessa Hudgens, and they sing "We're all in this together."
I'd want to sing it with them.
Okay.
Then I would go.
Oh, then you'll go. Okay.
If they do that, then I'll go. But
Sounds good. This is taking place March 5th and 7th. Again, keep your eye out for more details on how much is this going to cost and all that good stuff. You've got more Star Wars nights. This looks amazing. These are going to take place in April and May. Then finally, you've got Pride Night returning to Disneyland Park June 18th and 20th.
super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing back some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I'm excited.
These sold out quickly last year.
Very fast.
Like quickly. So if you're at all interested in going to any of these events, especially the latter two, Pride Night and Star Wars Night, those sold out very quickly. Make sure to buy your tickets as soon as they release.
All right, next up, we have some amazing news and news that we've all been waiting for. We finally have new breakfast options at DCA.
Yeah, so normally we wouldn't make this a news story because it's like, okay, big whoop, you can buy breakfast at yet another restaurant, but they took a ton away when post-pandemic.
Right.
So after COVID, after the parks opened back up in the spring, they opened up with like maybe 2 breakfast options, right, per park. And they never really returned to the full glory of having multiple breakfast options for people to enjoy.
Right.
Which is so bizarre to me. Like Flo's still can't buy breakfast there. They were known for a really good breakfast.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
So lame. So anyways, they are offering some more breakfast options, and now it's going to be offered at Smoke Jumpers Grill. So let's read this this menu, and I think you're going to be a little underwhelmed. I'm not complaining because, again, another option is welcome, but they could have maybe provided more than 3 options. So let me read them off. They have a breakfast sandwich, pretty standard, sausage, egg, cheddar, hash browns, SJG sauce, Smoke Jumpers Grill sauce, maybe? Okay. And green chili on a toasted bun served... Bum. Not a toasted bum. That would not be appetizing. A toasted bun. Served with cuties, mandarin oranges, or breakfast... Stop. Breakfast seasoned fries.
Sorry. You're like, can I have a toasted bum with a side of cuties, please?
Some guys, excuse me? My bum toasted.
That breakfast sandwich sounds amazing, except I think I would do it without the big green chili on it.
That and also fries.
Yeah, the fries look a little odd.
At 8:30 in the morning?
They look like, okay, is it Landry's seasoning?
Landry's.
Is it
I think
Landry's?
so. Yeah.
It looks like that seasoning on top of the fries.
I don't know what breakfast seasoning means. Do you ever go, hey, can I get some breakfast seasoning on my
Maybe
things?
like seasoning like on like country potatoes or something.
Maybe. That's weird. Don't get lazy, guys. Come on. Let's do something normal, not seasoned fries. But again, a standard breakfast sandwich. I love breakfast sandwiches. I'm simple. If they have a gluten-free option, I'm all for this. Next, they've got the classic breakfast burrito.
Yum.
Sausage, bacon, egg, cheddar, and hash browns with, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this, molcajete salsa?
Ooh,
salsa. Served with cuties or breakfast seasoned fries. They're making a return. And then finally, they do have a plant-based option for you vegetarians out there. They have a chorizo burrito.
Ooh.
That sounded very well. That's not authentic of me. My family would be like, what is the matter with you, Caleb? Chorizo. Right? I don't know. Sausage, chorizo, egg, cheese, hash browns, and avocado sauce with molcajete salsa.
That actually sounds really delicious.
That does sound good. Served with, again, cuties or breakfast seasoned fries. Everyone's favorite. A breakfast seasoned fry. So these options are all around the same price. $13.49 for the breakfast sandwich, $13.49 for the chorizo burrito, and then $13.99 for the classic breakfast burrito. Kind of expensive.
Do you remember when the breakfast sandwich at Galactic Grill was 9 something and the breakfast burrito was 11?
Don't remind me.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I remember.
I love that place.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Okay.
That's a Family Guy reference. Yeah, so anyways, that's exciting. Are you excited for it?
I am, because again, I love the options. And again, they do have gluten-free options for lunch and dinner for you there, so I'm assuming they will for breakfast as well.
All right.
So.
If you've tried this or plan to try it, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'd love to hear your review. All right, next up, this news story takes place on the East Coast over at one of the best parks in the world, Epcot.
And some exciting news.
It is exciting. I'd hope so, or else we wouldn't be talking about it. The walls are finally down.
Which is insane to me because, fun fact, I have never been to Epcot without the walls down.
I don't think I've been. The last time I went was 2013, so yes, I have seen it. I don't remember it very well. But yeah, the walls are down, and World Celebration has finally opened, which is the new land. Land is probably a loose term.
Yeah.
It's like seating and very pretty planters is pretty much what it is. But it looks really good.
It's completely transformed over there. Like, it's unrecognizable to me.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
It features, again, like I mentioned, beautiful planters, a Walt statue, which is a very cool picture spot.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I'm a little, hesitant. I'm a little nervous that people have access now to Walt and can maybe take some pictures that probably aren't super appropriate. Like, things that you'd be like, really?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a PhotoPass person there, so maybe they would stop that stuff, but you can't stop people from, taking it. I don't know.
No.
If they take a picture with their own phone.
Yeah, people are people.
So I'm a little worried. Again, it's not like he's like a religious figure or anything, but it is a little interesting that they're making it very accessible to people that can definitely abuse it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
And then also they feature some seating for if you want to grab a bite to eat and sit over there, and light features that sync with the spaceship Earth lights.
Mm-hmm. Are those the ones that are on the ground by the planter?
It's on the ground.
Okay,
They've got standing ones. They've got what look like floating, almost like chandelier type things.
Yeah, we watched a couple videos on YouTube, and one thing that I did notice I thought was really neat is at night, all the trees surrounding this area are all lit up with different color lights.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's like purple, pink, and blues. Like, it looks really good, in my opinion.
I think it looks great. I think people have been a little critical of it, thinking, or kind of saying that, like, really, this took you that long for basically a seating area. I think it's a fair criticism.
Yeah.
Disney's been taking way too long on all of their projects, whereas like Universal's like building a land in like 6 months. That may be a little like exaggerative, but it's insane the pace in which they work.
Right.
Versus Disney, which again took literal years to get this done. So that is interesting. But at the end of the day, I think the final product is pretty neat.
Right.
I think more seating is always welcome. And then they've got a new nighttime show. They've got Luminous is now showing at Epcot. We saw some clips on YouTube. We think this thing looks awesome.
It looks amazing. And again, for those who don't know, it's the big barges that are in the middle of the World Showcase. The fireworks that are associated with this show are literally amazing. They're huge.
They're huge and they're really low, I feel like, in the sky. So it feels even closer to you. And I will say, special note on those barges, these things don't stay out there like the old ones do. These ones move. So during the daytime, there's not this big old eyesore of a gross looking mechanical thing out in the middle of the lagoon. They move these things during the day and they bring them in at night for the show. So that's the cool thing. I think the criticisms that I've seen from people have been the soundtrack. It's not super strong.
No, and it's kind of like sad.
Yeah.
And like down.
There's not a lot of like pick me up moments where like, I feel good, Disney. It's like, we're going to make you cry the whole entire time.
Right.
Which I guess some people like.
I mean,
you
I
like
do
a
cry.
good cry one of those. Yeah.
But I don't want to cry the whole time.
But one question.
Yeah.
Speaking of crying and looking to cry, why is it that you sometimes would like to watch a sad movie knowing that it's sad? Because you just want a good cry.
Well, I don't want to watch a sad movie. I want to watch like a happy movie that has like sometimes sad moments, but
do you like the sad moments?
Well, no, because I cry.
But then you enjoy it, though. I think you kind of like it.
I think I enjoy the movie, not crying.
All right. So maybe you'll like this movie. You'll just bawl your eyes out and feel good after. Again, I think we're looking forward to this. We're hoping to experience it sometime next year.
Yes, definitely.
But we're looking forward to Luminous over at Epcot. All right. And our final news story is honestly kind of sad and a little on the negative side, so I apologize in advance. But Disney, they have experienced 2 flops this month at the box office. So we've got Wish and The Marvels, both some movies that I think people were looking forward to, but unfortunately did not do very well at the theater. We've got The Marvels, which was the lowest earning MCU movie ever. Currently sits at $197. $197 million, excuse me. That would have been rough. We had one theater see this. 20 people saw this movie. $197 million worldwide with a $275 million budget, which is safe to say you usually double to include marketing. So $275 is production cost.
Okay.
If we doubled that, you're looking at, what is that? $550 million. Wow. It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So they would have to make at least $500 million to pretty much break even on this movie. Wish had one of the lowest box office opening weekends in the company's history with $19.5 million. It was a 3-day box office opening. That's rough.
I do have to say, though, this is one that I found quite interesting because if any of you were on social media, I saw nothing but positive remarks about this movie.
See, I saw the opposite. So I did see, I think in the Disney community, people really liked it because it had a lot of nods to Disney history.
Yes.
And I think it was supposed to be the ending of the Disney 100 celebration.
Yes.
It ended with Disney Wish. I think outside of that, critics and maybe non-Disney people didn't see the appeal. They said it was an average Disney movie with just very basic. We haven't seen it, to be fair. We can't because we have a newborn.
Right.
But yeah, we have heard that.
Yeah, I think the most common remark that we saw multiple people talk about or I guess say on social media was that it's basically the same plot that they've seen in a lot of other Disney movies.
Okay.
Which, again, can be boring in a way. Again, it looks visually, like, very pretty. But I don't know. And I've said this before on the podcast. I don't have the best, like, hope and optimism when it comes to Disney releasing movies because I just haven't really liked any of them.
Yeah, they've been average.
Yeah, so when I saw that Wish was coming out, I'm kind of like, okay, is this going to be another flop? Again, we're going to hold all of our opinions until we do see it, but just from what I've seen on social media, like on Instagram and everything, everyone loved it, so I was very surprised that it did flop that hard.
And then to finish the facts, currently sits at $83 million worldwide with a $175 million production budget. Again, double that. So you're looking at You have to make over $350 million or so to break even on this dang movie. So this is not a good look for Disney. Bob Iger did address these concerns recently and pretty much said, I'm definitely summarizing here, that they'll start focusing on quality versus quantity. He did agree that they've made too many movies the past couple years, and they're going to try to hone back in on telling good stories, and that is the main focus. The story is the focus.
That's crazy that he admitted that.
Yeah, he was pretty negative. I mean, he was critical of his own company.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think it's honest, and I think I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think shareholders probably love it.
Right.
Admitting defeat. But again, I'm hopeful. Disney has a history of making fantastic films. They have gone through a season or two of creating poor films or just average films. But again, when you've got Illumination out there making like the Super Mario Brothers movie, which made over $1 billion as competition. You've got, they're making all the Minion movies. You've got, who makes the Troll ones?
Oh, DreamWorks?
Yeah, DreamWorks.
And DreamWorks Puss in Boots? That movie was so good.
That was good. Whatever one that came out on Netflix recently, we loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. So anyways, when you have competition like that, Disney needs to really pump up their game and get back to what they used to be. But we'd like to ask you, what do you think is going on with recent Disney movies? Are you enjoying them? Do you think they're bad? If not, why are they failing financially in the box office? We'd love to hear your thoughts over on Instagram. If you're not following us over there, Market House Podcast, and we'd love to hear you share your thoughts. All right. You know what that music means. It is time for Disney Trivia. Brought to you by Pampers.
I wish.
The new thing we need a lot of. All right. Let's dive into this thing. All right, Caitlin, are you ready for your first trivia question?
I am ready.
Okay. First one is, while Kala and Tarzan share a special bond, the other gorillas are not so quick to accept him. In order to prove himself to the gorillas as a child, Turk dares Tarzan to retrieve what?
An elephant hair.
Yes. That is correct. But specifically from what part of the elephant?
The tail.
Oh, gosh dang it. Okay. Good job.
Come on, it's Tarzan.
I thought I would get you with that one. It's very specific. Okay, second question is, Grandma Fa, does that sound familiar? Hopes for Mulan to make a good impression with the matchmaker at the start of the film. To do that, she buys her a good luck charm. What is it?
The cricket.
God dang it.
I love Mulan.
I know. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas here. I need some new trivia questions if you want to send some in. That would be helpful.
All right, I have some for you. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, question number 1.
Okay.
What is the name of Pocahontas' pet raccoon?
A pet raccoon is, I know this, I think, pet raccoon.
You got it.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie, to be honest.
Okay.
So, Pocahontas, raccoon. Is it, I don't know.
It's Miko.
Miko! I didn't know that.
That's a cute name.
I didn't know that. All right, you already won because you got 2, but I'll keep going, I guess.
Okay, question number 2. Who is the main character in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Is it Notre Dame or Notre Dame?
I mean, I think the official pronunciation is Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
But I think us Americans say Notre Dame.
Notre
Because,
Dame.
I mean, when you think of the football
That's why I always
team,
get confused.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay, Notre Dame. The Hunchback. His name is it Quasimodo?
Correct.
Yeah.
Great job.
That's another movie I don't think I've ever seen.
It's kind of dark and scary.
I've heard.
Yeah.
They tackle some really adult themes, too, I think, throughout
Yes,
the movie.
it's a very scary movie.
I do want to see it.
Okay.
We'll watch it. Okay, you won.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
I got 1 wrong there. Miko, I did know that because I've seen the character in the park and everything, but whatever. Okay, let us know what you got at home. Hopefully you did as well as Caitlin and not like me. All right, and that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and that is our Christmas movie rankings.
Yeah.
So it's our favorite time of the year. If you've listened to this show for any length of time, you'll know that Christmas is our favorite time of year. I'm just going to repeat myself there for good measure. And since we've been hanging around the house a lot with little Maddie, having nothing but time to, number one, try and please her with milk and naps and keeping her happy. We also have some time just to kind of chill on the couch and watch some Christmas movies. So we've been catching up and watching all of our favorite films, and we thought we'd list those out today. But the kind of curveball here is that not all of them happen to be Disney, because I don't know if maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I don't think Disney has a ton of great Christmas movies.
No, I
They
agree
have
with
some,
you. Yeah,
right?
there's only a few though. A few that I would say that would make my top list.
Yeah.
Others,
yeah, not
yeah.
to say that they're not bad. They would maybe make it like on number 12 or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I think Disney has made our list both, but again, it's not gonna. I don't like them enough to fill up a whole entire list.
Right.
If that makes sense. So we have welcomed Outside Studios for this list, and we'll just rank our top 5 Christmas movies.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you share your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5 is a movie that if you would have asked me this question last year would not have made my list. I actually wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, and Caleb a couple weeks ago was like, hey, let's watch Four Christmases. And I'm like, okay. You guys, I'm obsessed. It's my number 5. I literally could not stop laughing the entire time. I literally wanted to watch it again. It was so good. Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon, classic. And there's just so many points in that movie where I'm like, this has to be the funniest thing that I've literally heard all year.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but that's my number 5. Again, it's not as heavy on like the Christmassy like vibes. It doesn't make you feel like warm and fuzzy.
No, and it's a little adult, I'll admit. Like it's
For sure.
It's definitely not family movie night movie,
Right.
but it's really good.
It's just really funny.
I'm glad it made your list because
Yeah.
you're a recent convert. It's a fantastic film. Also, Jon Favreau's in it. So
yes.
he is kind of the godfather of Marvel as we know it,
Mhm.
with directing Iron Man and all that good stuff. So,
And
yeah.
Mandalorian.
True.
And
Mandalorian.
the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah. What about you? What's your number 5?
My number 5 is The Grinch,
Ooh.
starring Jim Carrey. Hey, it made the top 5.
Number 5?
Number 5, only because the older I get, the less inclined I feel like to watch it. I love Jim Carrey fantastic as the character. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, when he's not on screen, I think it's kind of maybe a little snooze fest sometimes.
I'm sad.
It's good. Trust me, it is a good movie. It made my top 5, but it's not, not top 3.
Your heart needs to grow a couple sizes.
Okay. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. It made the list. So what's your number 4?
Okay, so my number 4 is another comedy. Again, Christmas Vacation. I don't know why it's on my top 5. It's just so good. It's one of your favorite movies. And when we started dating, we started watching it every year, and I love it. Chevy Chase is so good in this. It's one of those where, again, I feel like it's more comedy than Christmas focused, even though the whole thing's around Christmas. But you can't beat the whole, it's a Butte Clark and him putting the what are they called, electrical wire together.
Electrical wires. You nailed it right there. Yeah.
To turn the lights on the house. And again, you can't go a Christmas season without seeing something related to Christmas Vacation.
It's a classic, man.
It's so good.
I mean, I'm glad it made top 5. It's maybe a little too low in my humble opinion.
Oh, it's definitely not a kid movie in my opinion.
No.
A younger kid movie, at
It's
least.
not. But those are good. They're just
so
funny.
good.
And again, I think it captures maybe the more realistic parts of Christmas for some folks.
Mm-hmm.
Chevy doesn't like the family coming over. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Now, I had to throw this in here. I mean, normal years, it may not be as high on my list. And again, maybe you can argue this is more of a Halloween-y movie than Christmas, but it falls right in between that perfect November time frame. It's the perfect time to watch this film because you get both holidays.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree, but I have to say that movie did not make my list.
Wow.
Yes.
Dang.
I don't think of it as a Christmas movie. I think of it more like you mentioned, like the in-between time. But I just feel like there's so many other
I get that.
movies that are better than that.
I get that argument.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I love the music in it.
For sure.
And the skill of creating a stop motion picture like that. I just appreciate all that. So it's a fun one.
I agree.
All right, number 3.
So for my number 3, speaking of warm and fuzzies for Christmas time, my number 3 is the Santa Claus movie. Now, if you were to ask Caleb about this movie last year, he literally despised this movie. And I tried for years to get him to watch all 3, and he was like, nope, they're silly, don't like them at all. And last year, I finally struck a chord, and he now likes the Santa Claus movie. It's so good. It's nostalgic. I literally grew up watching it every single year. You can't beat just the warm fuzzies it gives. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's good. It did not make my top 5. I'll just, spoiler alert. Again, you got me to watch the first one because that is halfway decent.
Yeah.
Number 2 and number 3 are pretty trash.
I think number 2 is still okay, but number 1's definitely the best.
Yeah.
Again, you can't beat it. Bernard?
Okay.
Neil?
Does this change your opinion at all? Have you seen the recent articles about Tim Allen not being a very nice guy?
Well, yeah. Well, not really, no, but you've told me about that. So.
Okay. Who cares that he's a jerk? He plays a good Santa. All right, that's okay. Respectable.
Sorry. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Four Christmases. So
Okay.
Caitlin already talked about this. I love this movie. It's freaking hilarious. Actually, fun fact, I watched this for the first time in Lake Tahoe.
Really?
Yeah, the year it came out, I saw it in theaters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at Heavenly, that movie theater there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
I never saw that movie in theaters.
Yeah,
I think the first time I watched it was with you.
probably.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Oh my gosh.
But it's great. Vince Vaughn. I love Vince Vaughn. I love him so much, I'm choking up. Something got stuck in my throat there. And Reese Witherspoon, I just love them too. So it was a good movie.
It's great.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, this is not going to surprise you at all, but it's the Polar Express.
This one's so.
I don't get. If
I'm
you don't
sorry.
like the Polar Express, what
It's
the
so
heck?
bad.
Come on.
It's bad.
Why don't you like the Polar Express?
It's a creepy movie. The animation's terrible and very weird, like lifeless eyes,
It's a little weird,
And the f-
animation wise.
and the fact that Will Ferrell Ferrell's not in this film. Tom Hanks. I think he did the motion capture for some of the kids too, which is very creepy to me.
It's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is great, but why is he doing motion capture for kids?
Because it's Tom Hanks.
Whatever.
If you have Tom Hanks, you might as well make everyone Tom Hanks.
They paid him enough, so we got to get every dollar out of this guy.
But it's just such a warm movie. I love it. Again, there's something about the magic about like taking the Polar Express to the North Pole, the hot cocoa, the hot chocolate
It's
song.
kind of a sad movie.
okay.
It's the tone of it's very sad.
There are some elements of it being sad. However, you just can't beat the overall message of hope.
And Santa's on screen for like
believing.
30 seconds.
I keep saying the message is hope. It's believing.
Yeah, it's on hope.
The message of believing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you hear the bell? Do you hear the bell?
I hear the bell.
You hear the
I
bell?
do not think you hear the bell.
No.
But I do have to say a little fun fact. This is one of the first books, like Christmas books, that we bought Maddie, and I'm so excited to read it to her, even though she's not gonna have any idea what I'm
You
talking
did. You
about.
made that poor Target employee go into the back stock area to grab it.
Not rudely. Okay, so little fun story here. They said it was on like a certain aisle, so Caleb and I are searching everywhere.
It didn't exist.
The aisle was not there. And so we asked one of the employees, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that aisle, we took it out like a couple months ago." And I'm like, "So where's the book?"
So can we still get the book or?
But anyway, that's my number 2. What's yours?
Number 2 is Elf,
Oh, okay.
a Christmas classic. Will Ferrell is so flipping funny in this movie. I love it. Congratulations, world's best cup of coffee.
Oh my gosh, and James Caan.
Santa's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good.
It's really good.
Yeah, Zooey Deschanel. It's just a fantastic movie. Again, it was pretty close to number 1 there for me, but yes, very good movie.
What's your favorite part of that movie? Because you've seen it at least 400 times.
I can quote the entire movie. Probably, oh my gosh, I don't know. Probably when he decorates the store and the manager thinks it was like corporate or
Oh
something.
yeah.
He's like, they're trying to take us all down.
One of my, I love that part. My favorite is when he the son is in the living room and he's like looking at something and you see Buddy running in the back of the couch and jumps on the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Good movie.
Okay, my number 1 is, drumroll please, The Grinch.
The Grinch.
The Grinch. So this is one that I don't even need to watch it. I could literally just have it on in the background. But I feel like it's the one movie that I can't go a Christmas season without watching.
Hold on. It's so good you don't need to watch it?
Yeah, it's like so good that I just need to like
Doesn't make any sense, but
it's
okay.
so good that I just need to like feel it being
Okay,
on
all
in the
right.
background. Because I'm like you with Elf. I've seen it so many times. But I love Grinch. I'm literally wearing Grinch socks right now. It's one of my favorite movies. I love Jim Carrey in it. Like, it's so good. I've met a couple people who prefer the cartoon, like how the Grinch Stole Christmas, over the Grinch. I don't know about that.
I mean, that is a classic, right? The
But-
song and everything. You're a mean one, Mr.
Yeah,
Grinch.
I know.
It's good.
I love it.
Okay, and then I also forgot the fun fact of Elf that Jon Favreau directed that and played the Doctor in Elf as well. So I mean, that guy is like pervasive in the Christmas season.
Yeah.
How do you go from Christmas movies to like Marvel and Star Wars? The guy's impressive.
I also love that we're talking about the Grinch and you went back to Jon Favreau.
Sorry, I just want to focus back on Jon Favreau and his beautiful filmmaking. Okay, my number 1 is Christmas Vacation.
I knew it.
Chevy Chase, my man, he is hilarious. Another famous mean person, but he does play a good. What's his name?
I don't know.
Wow, I'm drawing a blank.
Clark.
Clark Griswold.
Duh, it's
Good
B.
grief.
Clark.
I almost called him Walt. Walt Disney himself. No, love Christmas Vacation. We watch it every single year. It is a like must watch. And again, I can just go on it all day about it. It's hilarious. Again, not super family friendly like Caitlin mentioned. I think our list will change next year when she's old enough to start watching movies. Is she even old enough to start watching movies at that point?
I don't know.
No, not really.
But she'll be
Maybe,
Yeah.
in maybe 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
I think our list will change to more family-friendly options.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a little adult-heavy, but we love the comedies.
Yeah. There is one show. It wasn't necessarily a movie, so I didn't add it to my top 5, but I really like watching Prep and Landing.
Yeah, honorable mentions.
Yes.
Prep and Landing is great. That was a direct, like, TV movie from Disney.
Yes.
That's like 40 minutes long. So, yeah, you're right. Kind of a
love
loose.
Prep and Landing.
That's a good one. And then Arthur Christmas.
I almost put that on my list as well.
That's a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good family-friendly movie. And again, I don't know the studio that made it, but very, very funny.
Was it DreamWorks?
Very funny. No, not DreamWorks.
Okay. I always think everything's DreamWorks.
I know. Anything non-Disney to Caitlin is DreamWorks.
Just DreamWorks.
Oppenheimer, DreamWorks. Barbie, DreamWorks. What else? Any other honorable mentions before
No,
we
those
move
are
on?
my two that I was literally going to mention.
Those are your two.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I like. A Christmas Story. That's a classic.
I do not like that
It's
movie.
kind of weird. It's a
Yeah.
little weird, but it's a good movie, I think.
It's all right.
Okay,
It's
that's
okay.
fine. But that's our list. Make sure to share your list with us over on Instagram, Market House Podcast. We'd love to hear your top 5 Christmas list. We tried watching Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, and I'm going to probably anger a lot of you, and I was not a huge fan.
No, it was kind of boring.
It was a little boring.
Yeah.
I mean, we have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And we still got distracted and bored.
Yeah, I think I genuinely thought it was going to be a movie rather than like 3 little shorts.
Yeah, they're like
Almost.
vignettes. Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us over on Instagram in Threads at Market House Podcast. Make sure to follow us over there for pictures from the park and exciting news and announcements. Also, please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Huge help to the show. So 5-star rating on both Apple and Spotify. And then you can do a written review only on Apple.
Correct.
How confusing is that? I don't know. We also have a Patreon. Head over to markethousepodcast.com/support to check out our Patreon. Your support means the world to us. Thank you in advance for considering that. Remember to use our Getaway Today link for your future trip bookings. You can check out the episode details for that link. Join us next week for another episode. It's been fun. It's been grand and cheery and merry and bright.
Bye.